Okay, now we're back. A little late, but we're back. All right, just starting off, Tim. Am I in the correct starting place here?
Is that the inner
Uh,
consecrated snowfield?
yes, it is.
Then yes, it is.
Sweet. Hell yeah. All right. This is this. Okay, there we go. Mr. Skeletal. Okay. Oh, you got nice. You got another Grim Reaper character there.
I
Hell yeah.
wanted a Grim Reaper build because I did burn through the last of my goofy designs. I have one more that is dependent on me being able to get another flame blade, at which point, um, but until then, until I work up the muster to farm for what could be 10 minutes or 3 hours for
Oof.
a weapon for a joke that will get old after about 5 minutes.
I guess it just depends on how worth it that joke is to you. Let's see. It
Shit,
is
what a.
so the snow is so bright that I'm not sure if I keep thinking I seeing your sign, Sarah, but I'm honestly not sure. I don't think I've spotted it.
You said consecrated snowfield, right?
Inner
Yeah.
consecrated snowfield, yeah. Oh, I guess inner. The one that's kind of right south of the frozen
Oh, is
river.
there two of them?
Yeah, there's regular consecrated and then inner consecrated. If I
Oh.
say consecrated 3 times fast, that's a tongue twister for you.
Get like a Bloody Mary curse if you say it too quick.
Consecrated, consecrated, consecrated. Ah, shit, I'm cursed.
Yeah, because it would definitely help to know if I'm actually at the right one or not.
Let's see.
Okay, signs down.
Cool.
Why would you have two different, like, sites of grace going by the same name?
Especially because one is in the middle of a field and it's called inner.
You'd think that would be outer. Let's see.
Is your waypoint an innie or an outie?
Uh, well, as I always ask Tim, is what interesting new things have you seen, done, watched, checked out,
Boy, oh
generally
boy.
experienced?
The new Avatar live action series. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I could fill a fucking book with the amount of both bitching and oh, that's neat ing I could do. Like it's
So it's not all bad like the Shyamalan movie, right?
no,
That
they
it's
because
not bad.
they go about depicting shit that is only talked about referentially, like either in the show or in the comics. Like we see the assault on the Southern Air Temple. Um, we also see like they change some things for the better. They change some things because they make narratively more sense with the changes that they've already made, and they're relatively neutral. And they've
Oh
made some
shit!
changes where I'm just like, okay, it really seems like they're just trying to use the Netflix budget to its fullest extent because like there's a couple things where it's just like, all right, there didn't need to be a fight here. There's only a fight here because,
Because they had a chance to do special effects.
yup.
That's the only reason.
Invaded by Bloodyfinger Mad Mardigan.
Oh shit. Huh. And was your side just right on this little ridge here, Sarah?
Yes.
Huh. For some reason, I hope that's not another. I hope it's not another thing like it was that in the in that inner Golden City area, because I don't see it still. Oh shit. Well, first things first, we need to get rid of this fucker.
Oh, he's got one of these. He's a make it last all day kind of fucker.
Oh no. Here, let me run back up and see if it's shown up at all yet. Um, huh.
Oh, I'm dead. Uh,
Well, I'm over by the site of grace still. So if he kills me, he kills me.
yeah. He seems to be closing the gap to you pretty quick.
Oh God, what are you doing to make yourself all more powerful here? Well,
Kill the shit
damage.
out of you.
Not yet, actually. Probably very quickly, though. Ooh. All right. I gave him a little trouble at least.
Yeah. You put up a very valiant effort.
I was mostly
Ah,
just fucking with him, honestly. I knew I probably couldn't win. Although I got a little close at one point. Better than I do on some of those invasions. Alright, let's try this again and hope that both signs show up this time. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, afternoon, dude? What's going on? Okay, both of them showed up this time. For I don't know why it was having trouble before. Thank you for the biddies, afternoon tune. Thank you, thank you. No, I think we're all doing pretty good. You guys both doing good?
I'm good.
I'm doing solid.
And then Sarah, I'll ask you same question. Is there anything interesting that you saw this week? Anything cool that you wanted to
I
mention?
watched. I watched. What was it? Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, cool. What did you think? It just had is its 20th anniversary, I think, this year.
I'm not sure, but I'd rather enjoy the Oh fuck! How do I? I did rather enjoy it, so
Cool.
definitely.
Afternoon June said, yes, it is. It is the 20th anniversary. Yeah, good timing then, right? Review coming soon. Oh, are we doing Howl's Moving Castle? Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm up for that. I forgot we talked about that.
Did you see the earthy things that I dropped?
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
'Cause they should be like up here somewhere, if I did it right.
Um, I don't see them.
I mean, if you didn't see them, then it's no big deal. I could just form some more for you some other time.
Okay. Well, I still appreciate it though. Weird. I wonder why they wouldn't show up. Huh.
Did you do leave or discard?
I think I did Discord. Was I
Oh,
supposed to
okay.
do leave?
Leave it, yeah, leave leaves it on the ground. I have made that mistake more times than I can count. And it sucks that they do discard, which seems like you would discard it on the ground. And
Right.
it should just be like delete.
Right. Afternoon Tune asked, "Is Sarah a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender?"
No.
No, I just haven't seen it.
Just haven't seen it.
Well, Tim, tell us a little bit about what you thought of the two episodes that you did see. So I'm
Right
curious to
away,
hear.
like the opening intro, I get what the point of it was. It's something that wasn't in like it wasn't in the original series. Uh, and it takes place 100 years ago. They actually do start the show off chronologically to kind of eschew some of the flashbacks that were present throughout the uh, first half of the first season, kind of setting up like why it was an iceberg and all that shit.
Right,
And
doing all of that at the beginning instead of doling it out in pieces.
I really did see like they show the firebenders wipe out the entire southern temple, and that's where the time jump is.
Right.
Um, which I thought that was kind of neat because that's not something they ever showed necessarily in the series.
Okay. That seems like a cool little thing.
Uh,
Ah.
but like some of the dialogue doesn't really work that
Ah.
well. But then again, some of the dialogue in the
Oh
original
shit.
show didn't really work that well either. So,
Ooh.
um,
Okay. I'm down too. Damn. Well, that guy's a son of a bitch.
fucking Alvin Arx.
I am always. I mean, I'm always just very skeptical. Tim gave a smile like Azula seeing the air nomads being incinerated.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Like that would be her reaction too, is that she thinks
They
it's neat.
they also sprinkle like the Fire Lord and Azula aren't seen until the end, like as they're like a teaser at the end of season one. And in this
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
they're in like you see them. I think by the end of the first episode
Wow.
or
Okay,
by
so
the
yeah, that's
beginning
a
of the second
difference for
episode,
sure.
and they include an assassination attempt on the Fire Lord that never happened. But and they use it like you see him execute all of the conspirators like on the spot, which they're like the show was always very ambiguous about death. Korra
Sure.
eschewed quite a bit of that ambiguity, and they were just like, no, 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 I've killed a few people.
Was that because the success of the first series just kind of allowed them to do a little bit more of it? Like they just didn't have to censor as much.
I think the Korra expanded on or like increased the lethality of it because it was going towards the same audience that had watched the original one and it was aimed at teenagers instead
Right.
of children.
Right. So the kids that watched it were older anyway. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And so this one, it kind of is like aimed at young adults, and you can kind of tell that because even
Sure.
though it eschews some of the whimsy, there's like no penguin sledding, there's no air scootering around, at least so far. Um, and instead, we're seeing people get executed. Two different scenes where the Fire Lord executes somebody actually.
Do you do you feel like that the loss of the whimsy hurts the overall tone and makes it less? Does that feel like it's losing like a big element of the series identity to not have it be as whimsical?
Well, The best I can give you in that regard is to kind of give you a little scenario about one of the things that's changed and kind of demonstrating the overall effect.
Okay.
How he finds out he's the last of his people. In the show, or in the animated one, he doesn't believe anybody. The first couple episodes, he hears quite a few times that he's the last air nomad and that they thought his people were extinct. And I'm gonna have you get a sight of grace over here real quick, just in
Okay.
case we die again.
Sounds good.
Um, and then in the third episode, when he finally goes to the Southern Air Temple, he's been talking about how great it is and about how he can't wait to see all his old friends and how they're probably old, and he's even joking that he hasn't cleaned his room in 100 years. And then he gets there and he's exploring, and then eventually he comes across the skeleton of his mentor who died fighting off the fire nomads or the fire benders.
Yeah.
And that's when we see him have the emotional break. He has the realization that he's the last of his people, but Katara and Sokka console him. They're like, "We're your family now. We'll help you be the Avatar." Um, but in the live action, he finds out he's the last of his people, and he kind of accepts it as kind of like he doesn't really get time to process it before
Hmm.
Zuko's there collecting him, and you don't really see him do any of the whimsical, just like, oh, I don't really believe it. It's just kind of this stoicism that you wouldn't expect of a 12-year-old who's
Mm,
like
okay.
like you see him be emotional. You see him like storm off and run away to be isolated. But also like I think it's more believable that a child would brush it off and be like, "No, I don't I just outright don't believe you."
Right.
And then having that
Versus.
sort of mental breakdown where he's triggering this otherwise sense dormant state, and him triggering that state during that emotional breakdown is what alerts everyone in the world to the fact that the avatar has returned. It serves a purpose, and that happens later on, like in the next episode. But all right, this town is fucking tricky. This town
All
can
right.
is it has to be like it was designed to be done solo. I don't know why.
Tim, you'd say is the you would you say the show is better than the live action movie though? Then.
It is better than the live action movie by leagues and scores. The CGI on a couple of the element, like on the fire and the earth specifically, are really good. Air is kind of difficult to do. I don't blame them for doing it. I mean, and it does actually look pretty good in some spots. The water, though, the water's wonky. The bending
Yeah.
style's a lot more true to form. I appreciate that they were actually willing to do martial arts. And like actually get them right instead of just doing almost choreographed dance. So
They get
the
Michael
way
Flatley to be
the
the.
the way forward is actually going to be through an Everjail that I'm going to show you how to reach.
Oh shit.
We're
Okay.
gonna like leave, and it's not an Everjail boss, but you're gonna be in a different version of this town. Except
Okay.
there's gonna be snipers on the roofs. You're gonna
Oh
have to
great.
go and light four different torches while you're in there to dispel the illusion and open the portal in this one, as well as
Okay.
lower all these barriers. These barriers won't be there, but
Okay.
essentially, you'll come up here. Uh, you'll motherfucker. Okay, you won't fall.
That's part of the instructions.
That's part of the instructions.
Okay. So.
So there's four of them. We'll start off with this one since it's kind of the farthest out of them.
All right. So. Afternoon Tuna, have you finished the series yet? Or are you still working on it? All right.
This game really makes use of the jump mechanic in a way that, like, I've been playing through Dark Souls 1 so far, recently.
Oh yeah, you're going back to one. Oh, okay. So one's up here.
One's up here.
All right. You're
Then
on
and
episode 6. How long is it total? How many episodes are there?
8 episodes.
Oh, okay,
And
so
each of
yeah,
them,
you're
I
almost
guess,
there.
have a average runtime of 45. The first episode is a little bit longer.
Average runtime of 45. Uh, where did you go?
So I fell down, but you can make it back onto this roof if you time the jump right.
Oh, just like right here. There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're
Okay.
gonna go over here onto this balcony.
Okay.
A lot of people die on this roof because there's gonna be an archer right up on this roof that we're heading towards.
Would
So
I
you're
be
gonna
a
want to dodge her
waterbender?
arrows. She will die once or like you'll die after one or two hits.
Tim's got more of an airbender vibe. I've got more of a waterbender vibe.
Well, Tai Chi is like each of the forms is based or
Okay.
the bending styles is based off of a martial arts style as well as corresponding religious philosophy. And waterbending is based off of Tai Chi as well as Taoism. The push and pull, the Tuyen law, the yin and yang of energy, um, positive and negative. And then there's airbending, which is based off of Bagua as a martial art full of circular movements, redirecting things via circular patterns and motions. I believe firebending was based off of like southern or northern Shaolin, typically associated with the transference of power or like the power of breathing and sudden bursts of movement fueled by like muscles and a lot more of your traditional
Up here.
martial art
Okay.
that you would see in like a Jet Li movie.
See, I would not have been able at all to given you that much detail about that.
And then I forget what I want to say it's Hungar, but that is and here's where the fourth lantern is.
Okay, and then one in here. Okay.
So me and Sarah are gonna leave, and then you're gonna go back.
Oh, and then yeah, where is the actual
I
Everjail
guess yeah,
entrance
I'll
here?
show you where that Everjail is. But yeah,
What are you
air
doing?
nomads are based off
What's that,
of.
sir?
Oh, I'm gonna show him where the Everjail is so that he can access it as soon
Yeah,
as we
but
leave.
but you're taking him like the long way.
Oh
It's
yeah,
because he was
he
showing me
can't get
where all the
over until
torches
there's
are.
Oh, but
Well,
like
no, I understand that, but it's
isn't
like
there like
him.
a
Oh,
giant barrier in the way?
No.
Oh,
where? Oh, I started going the wrong direction.
okay. The Everjail's like right. It's like up here. Like
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, oh, so it's up on the roof. Okay.
not there's like a you'll see it. It's kind of like in the middle of
Oh,
just
okay. I told. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Okay. Seems somewhat straightforward. I guess maybe except for the snipers. We'll see how that goes. Oh, come on. Invasion right now? Come on. There we go.
How are you getting invaded?
It must have been like started connecting just like right at the last moment. I mean, at least I know where to come up and find this though. So if he does kill me up here, I mean,
you could always
whatever.
try going into the Everjail and see if that
Can I?
I think you examine it and then you might be able to enter it.
No, I think it's because it's like got like a transition. It seems like I have to wait until either I die and come back or oh
Unfortunately, I don't think it's as big as the Harry Potter fan base, but I do think it is pretty
All
sizable.
right.
It's a decent fan base because it was big on Nickelodeon afterward. Wow,
Yep, just
gave you the old one
instantly.
two.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Avatar's one of those franchises where, like, I know I see stuff about it. Like, where I feel like it's never been something that's ever really gone away. Like, it's something I've always seen stuff for on a pretty regular basis.
You can use torrent to just like hop onto the roof of this building, and it makes it
Oh,
way easier now that you're by yourself.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Oh wait, was I going to the right one? Oh yeah, that's way easier. Seeing Dune Friday. Ooh, I mean, I work Friday, so I don't think I'll be. I'd have to wait until next week, but I'll definitely see it as soon as I can. Maybe that next Monday.
I know I am watching Dune tomorrow because I've got
The
a
first one.
Dune 2 screening tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I think next Sunday.
Okay,
Uh,
nice.
I never saw the original one, or not like the first of the modern ones.
The first of the new, yeah. Okay, let's see.
Now you cannot use your horse in the Everjail,
I
unfortunately.
was, yeah, that was my thought was going to be to use that to try and
It's
cheat a little
totally
bit, but
the footpath that we took is essentially going to be the exact footpath that you're going to take.
okay. I'm just trying to remember exactly where exactly where it starts here. Is that more off to the side? Over here?
Yep.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
No, I
Nope.
and like they did even mix in some stuff from the books or like homages to the books that I
Oh
noticed in
shit.
the first couple episodes of the Avatar show,
Oh
which was
shit.
pretty fucking
Whoa
neat.
shit. Okay. Well, I just got taken out pretty quick. As didn't last long on
Um,
that at all.
one way of doing it might be
Dune, X-Men '97, Kung Fu Panda 4, Godzilla Kong. Yeah, that's quite a bit of stuff in March. That's for sure. It's a packed month.
it might be to just be keep moving and like
Oh
keep
sure,
dodge rolling
sure.
and shit. Um, because if
Instead
they
of trying
can't
to
pin
fight
you
them.
down, yeah, because each of them has like 2 or 3 thousand health. They're hardy bastards. Um, but yeah, like I wasn't expecting anything from the Avatar novels to be included in the live action, especially because the Avatar studios said that they would likely not be directly adapting anything in the book canon, but
Sure.
rather they would be directly expanding off of it,
Okay.
which I
Well, that's
thought was
kind of
kind of
cool.
an interesting thing because I just really hope they do something with Kyoshi. She had like the
Yeah.
arguably the coolest story of any of the avatars. At one point she like becomes part of like
All
the
right.
fucking she joins a gang like
Question for Tim: Are the past avatars different from one another?
they are rather distinct in their like they share some things that like across lifetimes, like each of them has a set of companions that they travel with, and the companions are their essentially their human benefactors that help anchor them to the human world, to kind of balance out the avatar spirits that follow them as their bridge to the spirit world. Now, like you have the avatar directly preceding Aang Roku, who presided over a genuinely peaceful time, and he kind of had that piece bite him in the ass because it ended up being his best friend that left him for dead. To start the 100-Year War. Then you have the Avatar before him, who died in his 30s of basically spirit cancer.
Damn, that's
Uh,
spirit cancer, man. That's bad. That's bad cancer.
he had a very lackadaisical approach to things, and during the day, and then during the night he would
Yep.
like go into the spirit world and fight spirits, and it pissed off this really powerful spirit who stole his wife's face, and so he drove himself crazy looking for his the spirit that stole his wife's face.
Spirit cancer killed my uncle.
Spirit cancer killed my uncle. And then the one before that, the water one, Kyoshi, who she was like a
I
she
thought
was like
Yoshi
a
was Earth. Was the
yeah, she
Earthbender?
was Earth.
Oh,
So the
okay.
one before fire would have been Earth, no, sorry, the one before water would have been Earth, and that would have been Kyoshi, who was an orphan who they tried testing her for avatarhood when she was a child, but she stole one of the artifacts because she was a street urchin,
Hmm.
and then she joined a
The airs
gang,
before water.
and her parents were like master thieves that were like an airbending, earthbending duo, and you kind of get to see in the because like the novels follow Kyoshi, so you see the multiculturalism of the four nations unified before the fracturing of the Hundred-Year War, and you see what air nomads were integrated. Oh, so yeah, Kyoshi I guess would have been the one before Roku, and then Korok before Kyoshi. Um,
Did I go? Wait, did I just go the wrong way? Or is that
there's a
right?
ladder there. I never noticed that fucking ladder before.
Oh, so that one you don't even have to go across the rooftops to get to. You could just go right around the side of the building.
Hot fucking damn.
These
And if you light any of them and
snipers.
then die,
That
because
one
there
is
are
stays lit.
invisible assassins running around. I did not tell you about those.
Oh, fun times.
Um,
Good stuff. You know.
so one, you got that one, yay! But
All
yeah,
right.
she joins a gang, meets an immortal homeless guy who likes
As
the
one
cut of her
does.
jib, and the immortal dude is also this fucking assassin
Ah,
who has
Jesus.
assassinated dozens of world leaders. And he's like,
Okay.
"Come on, are you sure you don't want to be an assassin, Kyoshi? You'd be really good at it."
Kuruk was the Water Tribe Avatar, the one who said he mostly failed.
Yeah, Korok made it his life's mission to fight back the tide of corrupt spirits pouring forth from the spirit world, and he largely failed. And when he died young enough that he didn't have anything set up in place for his predecessor.
Oh, come
And
on.
because it took Kyoshi to like forever to fucking
Son of a bitch.
figure out, she didn't figure out she was an avatar until she was like an adult, which
Oh,
had
okay.
never happened in the avatar cycle up to that point. So Korra was considered a failure because
Oh, shit.
he spent too much time attending to the spiritual matters and completely neglected the fomenting chaos in the human world because people were like, "Oh shit, Korok's only doing shit with spirits, or he's just fucking around," because they don't know anything about spirits. So we can start a crime syndicate, and Yang Chen's not around. She's not gonna behead anybody with air magic anymore.
Hmm.
And Yang Chen books are fucking wild because Yang Chen absolutely does do some forbidden dark art shit like with airbending, which is just fucking neat. Anybody who likes Avatar shit, I'm gonna stop talking about it now because I could talk about it for fucking ever.
Nah, I mean that
But
gives there's some conversation going on while I keep dying to these fucking.
yeah, the kids shows or like the animated ones, they're arguably for children and teens. The books have a very adult approach to the universe that the Avatar takes place in, and
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
they're like death is very commonplace, and the plot twists are very well done. Um, and the way that they use blend bending can be really fucking brutal. At one point, they're
Okay.
fighting an earthbender, and these two people are running away from him, and he sinks their legs into the ground just at the height of their ankles so that their ankles snap.
Oh,
as
damn.
they're running because they maintain the momentum. And then they're just sitting there with their feet stuck in the ground, trying to pull their feet away as the earthbender's walking towards them, sharpening the fucking earth blades on his fingers. And he's like,
Sounds pretty
some
hardcore.
brutal shit. And he, like, oh my god, yeah, it's they're like uh you see some of that in the animated one where it was funny seeing
Fucking
Anne
come
talk to his
on.
past selves, and they all told him not to be a pussy and to kill Fire Hitler. Yeah, and
All of
that
his
that is
past
one thing
lives
that they
berating
do
him.
in the live action, which is having Kyoshi be the first avatar
Fuck.
that he talks to instead of Roku, his direct predecessor, which I'm okay with because he was at Kyoshi Island. There was a fucking Kyoshi temple. He saw a statue of his past life and didn't commune with it somehow.
So
Uh,
that's a change that works.
it's a change that works. Not only that, but they weave in some of the stuff like Kyoshi was helped by strangers throughout her life, or that Kyoshi too had a lot of people mistrusting her, and that they needed to so like they're making allusions to things that were only really covered in the books. That was neat. Um,
I didn't
but
realize that you knew as much as you do about this franchise. I knew you were a fan, but I actually did not know you were
I
as into
honestly
it.
didn't either until this show came out, and I was like, you know what? I've seen the original series enough times, and I've seen Korra enough times, and I've read the books and the comics once over, but they were pretty good to the point where I was like, okay, graphic novels are pretty fucking neat, or can be pretty fucking neat
Ah! Oh, come
when
on.
they're like tie-ins, because it's not often you get tie-in material where you're just like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good.
Want to see them complete the cycle, do a series about an earthbender and then also a firebender.
They're
That could be
good
cool.
news. They have an earthbending fire or an earthbending avatar series. It's a limited series. It's going to be about 10 episodes or so.
Oh,
We have
like
almost
an
nothing
animated
about
show?
it.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I didn't know about
At,
that.
so when the two
I knew they were doing
showrunners
the
left the
Kyoshi
live
movie,
action one,
but
that one, okay, so the Kyoshi movie, the people that gave us the information on that, it was kind of a fan blog, and that
okay.
claim was unsubstantiated because all that we had been given was a symbol like the Earth's avatar symbol, and
I thought the Kyoshi
the
movie was
story
an
is coming.
officially announced thing.
Uh, yeah, the way everyone was reporting on it, you would have fucking thought. But
Oh,
the
okay.
studio never actually announced it. They announced that there would be something continuing the Avatar and it would be Earth oriented. And people just assumed that it would be Kyoshi because of that fan
Oh,
blog and because of the fact that there's already books and people were like, okay, so we're gonna get some these books adapted. And they said, we have no intention of rehashing stuff that already exists. This world is massive. We could expand upon it instead of retreading old ground.
all
So
right. I mean, I'm down for it.
the Kyoshi novels, I highly, again, FCE is the author. They had done quite a few other books that I haven't read before, but I really do like their writing style. I think they have a proclivity for
Motherfucker.
exploring the nuances of fictional cultures while
Fuck.
also being able to depict some really
Ah, come
fucking
on.
tight scenes. So there is a couple things that we could do to make this a little bit easier for you. One of them is, do you happen to have the Black Knife armor set? Korra was a catalyst for change, more than anything. She failed in being the avatar she envisioned she would be, but ended up being the avatar that the world needed. It just took her a
Black
long time to
Knight.
realize that. And it was kind of emblematic about the fact that, um, like, the world was advancing to the
I
point
don't
where
think I do. I didn't see a helmet at least. Black Knight.
okay, look in your talismans for Crespus's vial.
All right. Crispus's vial. This is really because the other one's on the ground, and that one will be easy to get to. It's just this the one that's on the really tall roof that is proving difficult. Because he can take it because he's not our hero, the Dark Knight. I mean, yeah, I suppose that applies. I've never watched any of Korra, so I that one I don't know so much
I
about.
recommend that one. The first one is
I don't think I do.
it's a separatists between okay. Those ones were just the black knife armor set muffles your movements. Crepus's vials does the same. If you have
Sure.
neither, um,
Well, I
I
guess
guess just
I'll
weave
go
and
get
dodge
the
faster.
I'll go get the one that'll be easy to get, and then I'll go back to trying for this tall one.
Um,
If Tim would be down, I'd like to go back and watch Korra and give it a review.
oh, absolutely. Korra season one is a really interesting idea that they do touch upon in Avatar, like through Sokka, like because you have the benders, the non-benders in society. Like as the Industrial Revolution has happened, it's mainly prioritized the prowess of benders as the fuel in that society. You have lightning benders or lightning bending being trained as an art. Like any firebender that can goes to work in a lightning factory. You have firebenders and earthbenders working in forges. You have people like humans are using technology to finally bridge that gap. But there's
Okay.
still people in society that feel that even because they don't have bending, they're not as much. And that feeling that Sokka had and found a master to work through gets tapped into by somebody who just goes by Amon, and he starts fomenting this equalist ideology where he claims that he can take bending from away from people, something that we've only seen the Avatar do up to that point.
Okay.
Um, season two focuses with more spirit-based shenanigans.
There we
We
go.
see the restoration of the South Pole after the Hundred Year War and what the Northern Water Tribe has done to kind of help repair it. But we also see the Northern Water Tribe spreading their ideas of what their culture should be like, enforcing that on the Southern Water Tribe, as well as focusing on the Avatar's consistent neglect and favoritism of the human side of the
There we go.
bridging between human and spirits. And then
All right.
seasons three and four are fucking wild, but she has to fight. Like season three, she's fighting a terrorist cell that is trying to take out all of the world leaders, including the Avatar. That is the premise of that season.
Kind of
And
making me want to watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
season one, people are separated on, but you get to see Aang's kids, and you get to see like the legacy left behind. Like Toph leaves behind a metal bending academy and the police force because she wants to create stability in the kingdom. See like Sokka, who was like an investigate, like the head investigator of that police force,
Hmm.
and like he was like one of the people that helped found the justice system. And it's like everything takes place in
Okay. I
this.
finally cleared
Okay,
it, so I can summon you guys again.
you're not actually gonna summon us
Oh.
here.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
So there's two places we can go. We can go and do. I think we have time to completely do the blood pal. Okay, I lied. You will summon us.
Oh, okay. Does Tim think it makes sense for Toph to be a cop? A lot of people say no.
Now, I'm torn on that because on one hand, um, she starts her life in a criminal underground fighting ring, or like
Right.
that's where we see her in the show.
Right.
But then we also see her consistently fighting against people that are breaking the law in some way, or people that are using their power to exert their will over people that don't have power.
There it
And
is.
she's ultimately been a character that has stood up against oppressors in all of their forms. I mean, she fights against the Fire Lord on an airship even though she's blind. She invented a new form of bending so that she wouldn't be um, so that she would be able to like change and affect the world around her.
Right.
And like as you age, you start thinking about things like leaving a legacy. And one of the ways in which you leave a legacy is by creating institutions that outlive you. People like empowering people with metal bending. That was one of the things we see her do younger, like in the comics that take place immediately after the first show. You see her creating a metal bending academy and teaching other earthbenders that they're capable of possessing that power too. And then that eventually evolves as Republic City is founded over the course of the comics out of an Earth Kingdom or a Fire Nation Earth Kingdom settlement.
Right. It's like a
Um,
fusion.
yeah, and they've been like together for like that colony has been there for 120 years, and they can't separate everybody because there's families that are Earthbenders and Firebenders combined. So it's like, how the fuck do you split up that family? Tell them to go back to a country they've never been to. Eventually, it turns into a multicultural hub where the three surviving nations all have representatives that rule on a council, and they create I want to say it's the United Republic or something, or Republic City. Yeah, Republic City.
Okay.
Um, but it does deal with a lot more mature topics than the first one,
Oh God, is
including
that a
what is it?
rune bear?
Not only
Yep.
is it a rune bear, it's
Oh
either a
shit.
frost.
Oh no.
Oh, thank God it's not a scarlet rot one.
There are scarlet rot rune bears. Oh my God.
We are
Fuck
invaded by
off!
recussant Alfira. That
Yep,
seems good.
I saw that invasion as well. Ah, fucking hell.
Whose
Yeah,
bright idea was it to fight this fuck?
I
this
just
thing
stumbled
just
upon some.
some shit, some Numians. These are like, I do feel like these. Well, like I did hate those chariots too, but it's like these and those chariots have been the most annoying things in the entire game. And the invaders here.
And somebody invaded with the cannon of Haima. If you
Oh, you're
don't,
already out.
Fuck!
oh
That's
my.
all. That's all of us. Yeah.
Okay,
No.
let me see if I can plan the approach so we don't go anywhere near this bear or that weird naked wizard.
The way that he walked up to the camera right before it reloaded was good timing.
That was menacing. Oh, and then what was it? Season 4 deals with an Earth Kingdom dictator.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
and she echoes a lot of the Ozai things, but from one of the countries that Ozai was oppressing. And it's really
right.
cool to see how somebody that has undergone that level of oppression could end up developing that same warped ideology with enough separation of time. Because this is a time where
I
there's
mean,
like
that's just how human
70
history
years.
works, right?
Yeah, it only took 70 years for everyone to roughly forget the horrors of the Hundred-Year War. About 3 generations.
That's about normal.
And that,
The
yeah,
villains in
if
Korra
you
were mostly better than in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I haven't seen it, but that sounds like it's the case, and that's one of the few, I'd say, big things about the because I really do like that show, the Avatar, that first series. But that's definitely one thing I'll say is that I thought Ozai was a pretty lame villain. Like, I mean, he wasn't like a horrible, but he really did not feel like he had much of an actual character.
Now, they actually do resolve that a little bit in the show by really driving home the ideology that they kind of instilled a little bit in him towards the end, which is that the Fire Nation was originally like Sozin's original intent, like in the show, was creating a truly unified world
Sure.
that shared, like, because they, like, the Fire Nation was enduring this era of unprecedented prosperity, and they wanted to share that prosperity with the world.
Right.
And a lot of them, like a lot of like the like so oh, what was it? No, Roku was like, no, you can't. You got to get rid of these fucking or these Earth Kingdom colonies. This is fucked up. You're conquering their territory. And he's like, are you kidding? This settlement is incredibly prosperous. It's fine. It's whatever. And then
And yeah,
yeah.
it
So
progressed.
best of intentions is how the Hundred-Year War started. And that's what the Fire Nation has deluded themselves into thinking, and that's what they're teaching their kids that they're doing.
Right.
Um, and I think the show does a bit better job at driving home that all these people are hunting the Avatar willingly because they think that if they defeat the Avatar, if they capture him, that he's like some sort of rebel, and that he's the only thing stopping the Fire Nation from being able to truly unify the world and make it a better place.
Hmm.
So the show does that better. Where the fuck is this blood portal? It's south. Okay.
Blood portal, huh?
Gotta love blood portals, but you don't gotta love how
Oh, whoops.
obscure they are in a snowfield.
Is Korra? Is that? I mean, is that also just on Netflix?
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh,
I think it
there's that
might be.
fucking bear. Don't get too close.
Battlefront is also coming out in March. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see how quick of a announcement and like turnaround we got on that. That was pretty fucking cool. It's not often you get those things that you're not expecting without having to wait too much.
And that's definitely a game. Shit, we could do that. That we could do that for some rapid response. I don't know, Tim. Was Battlefront a game you played back in the day? And Korra is on Netflix. Cool. Hell yeah.
Um, that was not a game I had a whole lot of. Actually, no, wait. Battlefront
The
was one of the ones
old
I played.
Battlefronts, like the not the 2016
The ones on like fucking PS2.
yeah, the PS2 ones.
There's a guy at the end of this rock, and then we're gonna drop back down over here. A loot guy, a body.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Korra's also got shorter seasons. Each of them, I think, are about half the length of.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so the show overall has a roughly the same runtime.
Oof, getting real close
Um,
to that fucking bear.
season 3, I would argue, is the best one.
Okay.
But season 2 also you get to see the spirit world, and that they do some really cool shit with that.
Interesting. I see. Now that is actually that's another thing. I maybe not like a big complaint, but I did maybe have as like a nitpick in the original series is I always thought it would have been nice to see more spirit world stuff because I felt like they just kind of barely touched on the concept of it, and yet it feels like it's got so much implications to the world, and yet
Yeah, in season 2 was essentially the spirit world season.
that's cool. So that really makes me want to watch it then, because
And season 3, it directly feeds into season 3 with like the outcome of that season, like making the world more aware of the spirit world as a whole. And season
that's
4,
cool.
that even becomes one of the driving factors of the dictator wanting to utilize spirit energy.
Is this something I can only
Only
interact
interact
with?
with when we're not multiplayered.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're going to do this. You're going to go through the portal, and then
All
Sarah and
right.
I are going to meet you at. As soon as I load, I can figure out the name of it. Unfortunately, I don't have all 327 waypoints memorized.
You've got a
Sorry,
lot of this memorized, so
309.
oh, 309. Jeez.
I only know that because I have the whole fucking list pulled up.
Damn.
I tell you,
And
it's mapgenie.io/Elden-ring. Holy shit. I would not be able to actually complete this game and find everything. Um,
oh shit. Um, well, I'm a third of the way through Hunter x Hunter, because a third of the through the whole 72 guy. Yeah, we really do need to get some. We really got to get some rewards. Oh shit, that looks cool. Damn. Uh, but yeah, I'm a third of the way through Hunter x Hunter, and whew, I'm taking a break from it at the moment and focusing on working on Fallout New Vegas for the most part to get ready for that review. But whew, man, 50, a little over 50 episodes or so, and oh boy, just I feel like I haven't started Black Lagoon yet. I've got Cannon Busters totally finished and kind of ready to go on that one. Um, but yeah, I've not started Black Lagoon yet. I really was like pushing to try and blow through all of New Vegas before Wednesday this week because I wanted to finish it before Rebirth came out. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I'll get Black Lagoon started soon though. Um,
that you don't see my site of grace is mildly alarming. Have you
oh no
found
no, I
yourself?
haven't. I just got I forgot to figure
Okay,
this out.
thank God. I was worried you were gonna
So
be
what
like,
is this
oh
one
yeah,
called here? This
you
is
can't.
Palace Approach Ledge Road.
Yes, Palace Approach Ledge Road.
Okay. Palace Approach Ledge Load.
So, if you couldn't
Bleh.
tell by the skybox, we are deep underground. We are in
Right.
the what was it, the Chefro River Basin?
Okay.
Um, remember when we were down in the river basin and we looked across and we could see that palace in the distant that would had like the red
Yeah.
hue?
This
If
is
you
that.
look over this ledge, you can see that palace right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I came out of the cave, a little further up the cliffside, there was like a nice big view of it.
So
So
see
looking
these
cool.
guys. They're more of these Alvinarics. They were all trying to get to fucking Mikkela's Halig tree at some point, but then a different god spoke to them.
Oh, whoa. Guys,
The
spinning at me.
god of that fucking the formless mother. That god
Right.
that we saw that one dude who like created the blood portals that would like reach into the formless mother and pull out her cursed blood.
Shit.
That is the same thing that these worship.
Wow.
Little fun thing about these bastards though. Really susceptible to holy damage. I'm talking like,
Oh wow. They just blow them right out. Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah. And I mean, and then I'm trying to think. Are there any other big game releases in March? What else? Um, Rise of the Ronin also comes out in March, so that's a decently big March game release. Yep. You typed it in just before I think I said it. And then I'm like, I just like maybe a little optimistic about hopefully that Alone in the Dark reboot turns out good. Like I don't know, it looks a little janky. It looks a little maybe not the best, but I'm hoping that it'll. I don't know. It might. Oh well, the Princess Peach game. I don't know if I will be picking that one up, but I haven't picked up the Mario game from. I haven't even picked up just the Mario game from last fall yet. what was it? What was that called? Mario Wonder, I think. Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting until that PS5 version comes out, but yeah, that's awesome. So that's another March release. Um, Pentiment already came out on PlayStation and Switch. That was like the first of the Xbox exclusives to go multi-platform. Uh, of course, if you have Game Pass already on PC or Xbox, you can play it on there. But Pentiment's cool. It's another like detective RPG kind of thing, but it's like done in like the art style of an actual medieval scroll. So it's like a 2D like game that with like it looks like it's on like papyrus scrolling. It's got a cool, interesting graphic style. That's on. I think I've got like 4 games on my 2022 list that I still haven't played, and that's one of them. Oh God, another invasion.
That's the same bitch.
Oh, fuck off. Ah! Oh, wow. Whoa, I cannot believe that did not kill me. Whew. That was extremely close. Oh, fuck.
We're gonna run away from that for now.
Good idea. It doesn't look like anything I want to go near.
Oh, you'll go near it, just not right now.
Fun. Get over here, you cartwheeling son of a bitch. Nice.
Motherfucker.
Oh my, oh God, oh God. Woo! I will be doing the first marathon stream on the channel in quite a long time this Wednesday
Ooh.
night. When
And what will that be?
I'll be going live at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out.
Nice.
I'm not going to be doing a full 24 hours, but I'll go for a while. Um, I'll go for a good chunk. Yeah, I'm not 100%. I haven't committed to a time yet.
Oh, fuck.
What the? Nice. Hell yeah. I love when we just completely gang up on them.
That
That's satisfying.
Nameless White Mask. That
Oh,
one
was that an
you can tell.
NPC?
If it says like recussant or bloody finger, then
That's
you
a
know.
person. Oh, okay, right. What's fucking wrong with these birds, man?
Now, same as the Scarlet Rot, these things are corrupted by the corrupted blood of the Formless Mother. Really, the thing that mutates them and makes them so fucked up is the corrupting influence of an outer god. God of
Oof.
rot, god of blood, doesn't matter.
Sure. Thoughts on American Psycho remake? That's such an unnecessary thing to remake. You're not going to do a better job. Like
It's like the
I don't know.
American Psycho, um, when they did American Psycho 2.
With Mila Kunis, yeah, that was fucking weird. I don't know. I feel like that movie's got such a perfect.
Holy fuck.
Oh, these dogs are. There we go. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a really pointless remake. Oh, that one's even bigger. Holy shit. Uh,
Holy
okay.
shit.
Well, maybe if I run past it. You
Yeah,
gonna ignore
if
me?
you run far enough away, um,
Ah! Oh, it can catch up with me though. Somebody said something funny on Twitter about it. They said they'll make it a metaphor for toxic masculinity. Being sorry, they were saying it in a sarcastic way. Okay, okay. I was gonna say like I mean, someone will complain about that though. Yep. Okay. That's. I didn't think I would last very long there. Anyone see the sequel? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I think. Did you watch that whole movie? That
I
weird
got so
Mila Kunis
trashed during
sequel?
that movie.
just just
I
drank your.
remember fragments of it, but it doesn't fucking make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's absolutely true. That's a weird, stupid fucking movie. Oh, it's bizarre. It's not peak. Yeah, I mean
I
it's
want to tell you to hate watch it, but that's why so many bad things are on streaming services because technically bad things get views. Look at Tommy Wiseau's The Room. It got so many
it's true.
people thinking that or like hate watching it, and it became such a thing to hate watch and just be like, "Oh, it's so bad that it's good." That people actually started watching it.
I mean, I feel like once there are certain tiers to it, right? Like when something is like bad enough and you're watching it because it's so bad it's funny, I feel like it's not even a hate watch anymore. Like you're just enjoying it at that point.
Yep.
Which The Room is a great example of that. The movie is ridiculous. I don't think anything will knock The Wicker Man out of my favorite bad movie spot, though. I don't think that's ever going to be possible.
The Wicker Man is so bad, it's actually good.
It is, yeah, 100%.
It is the best worst movie.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. It's so bad, but it's so funny. I just that is I think that movie is what really started me being a Nicolas Cage superfan because I could not handle the sheer ludicrousness of how I mean that movie is it's like it's like the worst possible decision at every turn. Yeah.
Did that fucking invader go
Ah!
past me to you or someone close? Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Also, a nice little touch is that if you notice the sides of every cliff
Ah.
face, they're just coated in blood.
Oh, you fucking. There we go. Oh, that was close.
So
Yeah,
far, we're
no,
doing
I.
good on invaders.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad today. Not too bad. I've had a lot of them in a relatively short amount of time. Um, I mean, yeah, that movie. I gained such an appreciation for just the way that Nicolas Cage acts that like I can't even watch a movie where he's like fully serious, not trying to be funny, without kind of finding it a little funny because I feel like I just know his mannerisms and his style so well. He just does things that crack me up. Like regardless of how serious a movie is supposed to be, there's always a little bit of humor I'm able to find. And I mean, he's done a lot of bad movies, but quite a few of them are pretty funny still. And then he's got his genuinely great ones too. Ooh, nice. Golden seed, hell yeah. Nameless white. Oh, okay. Um, Afternoon June, greatest Nicolas Cage movie of all time? Question for you. What do you think? So I have two answers kind of to that question. Well, three if you count Wicker Man, because as a joke answer, I think that I do enjoy that movie. Just that I genuinely enjoy watching it that much. Could we do three? Yeah, yeah, do three. Do three. I'll give you mine. Bringing Out the Dead, Mandy, and The Wicker Man as like a joke answer because I just fucking love watching that movie. But Bringing Out the Dead, I think is actually might be my favorite Scorsese film, um, and I think it's a really underrated Scorsese film that does not get talked about very much.
Now there's gonna be something over here. Um, it's a cookbook that allows you to throw pots of flies at people,
Not Pots of Bees though.
not pots of bees. Give me
Weatherman,
just a
Pig Stick, and Matchstick Men. Yeah, those are yeah. I liked Weatherman and Matchstick Men a lot. For whatever reason, Pig did not land with me the way it did for it seems like so many other people. Um, maybe I just went in. I don't know, expecting. I guess maybe I just didn't know what kind of movie it was. I don't know. I don't know. It was. It wasn't my favorites of his for whatever reason. But like it's like the one everybody loves, so I feel like I missed something in it. Uh,
All right, over here there's gonna be a stone
oh
sword
God,
key, and
what the fuck? Okay,
oh,
well I
what
got
the
the stone
fuck did
sword
that
key.
one come from?
It just jumped out of. It just landed on top of my head.
And you're also looking for a Halig Drake talisman nestled around these things.
Oh,
I got.
motherfucker!
I got both.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh
If we
God.
die,
Oh God.
that's fine.
I'm
We just don't come back to this area.
because we
Ex-
got. I'm dead.
All right, we don't
Because
have to
we
come
got all
back to
the
this area.
stuff that was in there.
We got all the stuff that was over here.
Oh God, another Game of Thrones show. Game of Thrones, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge. Man, I'm never gonna watch any of these. I'm never gonna watch any of these spinoffs. They can try all they want with that franchise, but it's never getting me back. I mean,
I
even
think I'm
before. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up?
I think I'm the only person on the planet that has not seen any ounce of Game of Thrones.
There are parts of it that are really good, but even early on, it does mishandle certain storylines for especially like as an adaptation from a book. And then the books kind of start to suck around the fourth book, and then the show's last like three seasons are just atrocious. So it's one of those things where like there's if it was like early on and it was like still coming out brand new, it might even be something I'd recommend. But knowing where it goes as a whole, and that I know I think it's disappointing, I honestly would never recommend it to anybody because I think it tarnished its own. It was one of the biggest shows in the world, and I think it got so bad that it completely just tarnished its own place in pop culture. It just like erased its own.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh damn! Okay,
You
gotcha.
see
Well, we
right
haven't
there.
gone very far, so
Yeah, you can see why I whip out this sword for this part. Just because I've killed hundreds of those things and been killed dozens of times by them.
is that actually the full title though? That seems like such a long, wordy name.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is the exact name of it, verbatim.
Jeez, I don't
Game
know.
of
I
Thrones, A
just
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge.
I don't know. Man. Like I said,
It
even though
seems like an isekai title.
yeah. But yeah, that's honestly, Sarah. That's my opinion. Is you're really not missing anything.
Yeah, I've been told that.
If you had told me that before, like season 5, maybe season 6, I'd be like, no, I'd give it a watch. It's worth your time.
I think season
The
6 has maybe the best scene in the whole show, which is the like really long build up to the church explosion. I
oh
think that's
that okay,
a
that one was
phenomenal
really good.
climax. Yeah, the show in my mind, it's like yeah, once you go past season 6, like, and even then, it's again there was I think there was wonky stuff the whole show in different spots, but season 6 still held at least a lot of good moments in it, and then I think those last two seasons are just kind of yeah, there's just nothing there. Uncle Iroh almost kind of falls into the anime creep trope. Does he? I honestly don't remember.
Oh, anime Iroh, yeah. Um,
I don't remember that to be. I guess it's
Unfortunately,
maybe I
yeah. He
blocked those parts out.
remember the lady who has the sheer shoe. Uncle Iroh
I
has a
actually
weird
don't.
fixation with her. Oh yeah, there was the weird thing that could like sniff people out by it could like see by smell. And so they used they used that as like a human tracker in the first season to hunt the Avatar down when he gets separated. But then they use him again, or like in season 3 to hunt down Iroh when he's gone missing.
I guess I
And
genuinely missed that, or I just genuinely forgot about that.
I think it would have been in like episode 16, season 1, with like the perfumer people.
All right, after dude, you definitely got to get Tim on at least the core review. He just quoted like the event by its exact episode. When's the last time you even watched this?
I rewatched the entire Aang and Korra stuff,
All
like
right.
in 2020.
Okay, okay. So, but even I mean, that's what I watched, and you were able to pull that like to the episode, which I'm impressed by. I'm very impressed by
I'm
that.
gonna fact check it while I'm waiting for the resummon.
Oh, just in case.
I don't want to be quoting bad shit.
Game of Thrones is when people fell in love with Pedro Pascal. Yeah, no, I mean, his character was great. I mean, for as little screen time as he had, which is funny because that
Oh,
character is kind of forgettable in the book. Like the character he played was just really not that big a presence in the novels. It's pretty in and out. But yeah, Pedro Pascal really brought something to that show, which you know,
the episode was episode 15. My bad. Bato of the Water Tribe. But yeah,
that's very close. That's you're
everyone
only an episode off. That's
at the end
very
of the
close.
episode, everyone gets stunned as the Shearshoe is overwhelmed by smells, and Iroh pretends to be stunned so that the lady who owns the Shearshoe that he's been creeping on all episode will stay laying on top of him, even though he's not paralyzed and he could get off of her and get help. But he's like, nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't like that. I don't like that. That does fall into the anime creepy kind of thing.
And like at one point he does have like it's fine when he's doing because he does that with old ladies a few different times where he'll like flirt with an old lady saying she's like as beautiful as a flower, as like a jasmine tea
I
leaf or
mean, if
some
he's
shit.
doing it with old
With
ladies that are like his age, that's not so bad.
Yeah, but it's when he's just
Flirt with
like
women your
pretending to
own
be
age.
paralyzed so that he
That's
can
weird. Yeah, that's
have a
weird.
feel. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
weird.
fucking weird. I don't like that. I forgot that. I did not remember that was even in that show. Well, you really did take a lot of inspiration from anime, I guess.
Yeah, and I will admit that it is nice that that is as little or as it's far and few between, especially because
Sure.
one of the like Sokka's character arc, I would say, is overcoming the misogyny instilled in him by both the precociousness of youth and by like the misogyny inherent to his people, because as the northern tribe was like until desperation arose, uh, they were just like women have a very specific role to fill in society, and if you're not fulfilling that role, you're going against
Oh god.
centuries of tradition and
Oh
the will
god.
of our ancestors. And
Oh god.
so you'll notice there's these
Giant skeletons. I did notice them.
You know, you could just run past them. If you keep running past them, there is a sight of grace.
When was the last time have we seen live action properties get turned into cartoons? I feel like there was a weird trend of it in like the early 2000s, like you had that Scooby Doo live action movie. You had two different attempts at the Flintstones. I guess one of those was in the '90s, though.
Well, but like
Um,
cartoon or live action things
Men
specifically
in Black.
that got
Oh,
turned into
sorry,
cartoons.
the opposite. You said the opposite. Yeah, live action things that
Oh,
got turned into cartoons. Yeah, Men in Black. You had Ghostbusters, RoboCop, James Bond. Um, yep, Ghostbusters.
fucking
Beetlejuice.
hell!
Oh, you got invaded.
Yeah. Well, I'm at the side of Grace, so it'll work out pretty well, I think. Godzilla, yeah, that's true. Godzilla had a cartoon. The James Bond Jr. was a weird one. Um, uh, I'm still hoping that they'll do like a Japanese anime adaptation of. Oh, wait, what? Weird. I didn't start me at the other one. I do think. Oh,
Oh, that is the site of grace you're gonna want to meet us at.
oh, weird. They've looked really similar to me. I thought I was at the wrong one. Um, oh wow. Okay, I really just left the place I was supposed to be. Huh? Let's see. What is this one called? Dynasty Mausoleum entrance. Okay. Um, yeah, I do. I think it'd be funny if we gave like big current big popular, or I guess not current. Breaking Bad's not definitely not current, but uh, big live action series and let them do like anime of them. Like I don't know. I think a Breaking Bad anime or a Sopranos anime would be very funny. Or I mean, even Game of Thrones would probably be more entertaining that way. Tim, did you mute yourself?
Oh no, I was just looking up to see if how big this fucking place is to see if we could feasibly do it in one night, and maybe. Um, but we
Well,
will at the very least get to the fun Mikola part.
okay. And then I mean, and we definitely started later than usual tonight too, so we might not get through as much as we might on a typical night. But I just had a few extra things to take care of. Oh God, it's just exploding.
Blood mist zombies.
What
They're
the
filled with
fuck?
corrupted blood, so don't
Oh
stand
wow.
near them because they'll explode, and don't kill them or they'll explode.
Well, if I just kill them and then back off, um,
True.
I could see why you would just want to leave them alone, though, for sure. Yep. You know what? You know what old cartoon I want to see them do something with in humanoids. That's a weird show.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, Afternoon Tune, if you ever want to do a real weird, obscure retro cartoon animated review, that's a candidate for some just bizarre that I bet a lot of people are not even, or a lot of people probably don't remember at all. Show is bizarre. Like this was Inhumanoids was a children's an animated series out of Oppenheimer. I'd watch it. No, Humanoids though was weird, man. Like this is a children's cartoon. I swear to God, one of the villains in it is like a rotting alligator god, and it like will rip its own rib cage open and then like shove people in it as a prison, and then like walk around with people like hanging like inside its rib cage trying to get out as it walks around. This was for kids. Or there was in the show there was a like straight up there's like a human serial killer character that he's trying to escape from prison and he falls in like a pool of acid, which for some reason this prison has like pools of acid as like a thing to keep people inside. Um, and yeah, this serial killer falls into the acid and like and dies. Right, he just all his flesh is melted away, and then this other villain like manages to get his skull out of the acid before the skull's completely gone, and then does like a demonic ritual to resurrect this guy, but he comes back as a demon and he's got like a spinal cord for an arm that he's like whipping people with. Again, this was a kids show. I don't know how they got that past the censors. Like they were really not paying attention to what was getting put on TV at the time because
One of those censors was definitely
yeah.
getting his dick sucked by whoever was making this show.
I mean, I think there was just a period of time in the 1980s in particular where they just weren't looking at things. There was a certain like censorship bureau that just did not. What live action property would you want to see turned into a cartoon most? Um,
Hmm. Live action thing that could be made into a cartoon and be made better.
you know what my number one answer is actually happening.
Really?
It's supposed to be December of 2024. There will be a Lord of the Rings anime released.
Oh, okay. That is a very good one.
It's not an adaptation of the same story, but it is like part of the it's a piece of the mythology being expanded into its own standalone narrative. Let's see. I think Hannibal would be like Hannibal Lecter would be kind of fun to see as an anime.
Oh yeah, with some of the fight scenes in that, I would I would easily take that.
Well, how just I mean that the show is so over the top and mythical. I mean that's I've always felt that about the that Hannibal show. It might as well be Lord of the Rings because like even from the first episode, which I think that show as it went on, it did lose some people because I don't think everybody picked up on the fact that it was like a fantastical thing. I think a lot of people felt like it was a grounded drama in the. Oh,
Oh,
oh, uh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay, he'll still sell to me, I guess. Uh,
that fucker snuck up on us. Sarah will see you through the rest of this cave. I will meet you on the other side.
oh shit. Damn. Okay. But yeah, I really do think a lot of people like really did think that the Hannibal show was like grounded and kind of a just more of a drama for a lot of it, which I can see
And
how
then
the show
Hannibal started
is.
doing some supernatural shit, like smelling what was on somebody's clothes from like 3 weeks ago or some
Oh,
shit
that
like
that's
that.
even in the first season. I think it's season three where the show really takes on this like fully ethereal fantasy kind of tone. Um, oh shit! And I think a lot of people, I don't know, it didn't. I know it didn't work for some people, but I always thought the show was this kind of ethereal fantasy story. Like it's a gothic romance. Honestly, it's more like a Mary Shelley Frankenstein style story. Um, at least that's how I feel about it. Uh, but I love how fantastical it is. But that would be I think that would be a sick anime.
I am going to concur. Okay. One thing, if
Oh,
like if it's not exclusively a TV show, but also a movie, like on
Yeah, it could be a movie. Ah,
I would
oh
say
God,
The Hatchet is
hatchet.
it's a book about a kid who or rather a teenager who's
Oh,
in a
is it the
plane
survival?
crash. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's done via mostly internal monologue or dialogue, but I've seen a lot of animes do that really well to the point where like I could foreseeably like actually see like because I what was it uh that one where like
Prime.
Primal has
Oh yeah,
made
yeah.
that
Primal
like
was great.
if you could get the sheer amount of emotion and psychological complexity through that they do in that show. I've got every expectation that you could do that with any other property that has an abundance of internal monologue.
Have Tim? Have you seen Gendy Tartakovsky's next show after Primal?
Which one was that?
It's called Unicorn Warriors Eternal, and it looks kind of insane.
Huh. I can't say I'm familiar.
I honestly forgot about that until just now, but I should really check that out. So, well, I've got all these other things I need to make progress in, but that's going to be one of the things I do next once I've finished a couple of these longer series that I'm working on. Yeah, Gendy Tartakovsky. Apparently, it was a show that he was trying to get made way back in the day on Cartoon Network at the same time as Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls were on. This was an idea for a story that he pushed or tried to get done a couple times, um, and it just did not happen until like last year. I think they got a whole season already. And God, I completely forgot that I was going to try and watch that.
Things there's 5 stone sword keys from that vendor.
I did
If
take
you could,
those.
okay, excellent.
I did. Yeah, I made sure to buy those. After doing, what would your top answer be? What live action property would you want to see turned into a cartoon? You know what? If they're going to remake American Psycho, that should be an anime. That if they were going to remake it, do it as an anime. Tenet. Do you think it might make sense in that form, or do you think it would be even more confusing, and that's why it would be? That's why it would be a good idea. Might be more trippy. Yeah, they could probably do a lot with the anime craziness of the visuals for sure with the whole moving backwards thing. Certain ideas are just never going to be, you're never going to be able to execute the imagination totally in live action. Like Inception. I think it's a fun movie. I like it, but it is based, or at least it's somewhat inspired by the anime Paprika. And Paprika is so imaginative and so wild looking that nothing Inception did was ever going to live up to what that anime could do. It was just never going to happen.
Which is one reason why I think if you were gonna take a movie and turn it into an anime, do Inception because at the very least
Well, and that already exists, though, right? That's what paprika is. It's a whole the whole thing's right about a technology that lets you get inside of people's dreams, and I mean, it goes from there, right? But oh shit. Afternoon Tune, have you ever seen Paprika? Nice. No, you haven't. That because we did the review for Perfect Blue, which is directed by Satoshi Kon. My favorite, personal favorite Satoshi Kon movie is Paprika. That's a trip. It did already. It was this month. It was earlier this month. But I don't think it's. I'm pretty sure that's already done. It was like the very next thing after Cowboy Bebop. It was like the first week of February or something like that. Not that we couldn't still do it, because it did just have that release. We're not very far away from it, um, and I do think I mean, that's a masterpiece of a do. Yeah, sweet, hell yeah, I'm definitely down for it. That's one of my favorite. And I've only watched it a couple of times. I only saw it for the first time a couple of years ago. So that's not one like Cowboy Bebop where I've watched like a million times. But I just recently well, I guess that was a couple of months ago now, but I made Tim watch it. Tim, you'd never seen it before, and I thought that's a pretty nifty first time experience with a pretty crazy
Paprika.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was off the fucking walls, but in a very, very good and welcome way.
And honestly, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is even weirder than that.
Ah, fuck. You know that black knife set that I was telling you that you should maybe get? That would have made
Yeah.
that thing easier. Apparently, that's in that town. I didn't have you fully explore the town before.
Oh. Oh
Whoopsie
well.
doopsie.
Oh, we got a boss. Shit.
Look familiar from the trailer?
Yep. Yep. And it looks familiar from Berserk.
Yep. This is Moog, Lord of Blood, uh, who is who wants to uh, like uh, God. He's just a weird fucker. He's got weird lore. And so like Mikola has done all this shit throughout the lore, right? One of
Right.
his final things that he does is try to build a Halig tree that would truly be able to like rival the Erd tree in power, so that he could become an Empyrean outside of the Erd tree's influence. And uh, in do like the final step to that was implanting himself in the Halig tree itself, where he would metamorphosize into the god of the next phase because he was stuck with
Damn.
eternal youth. That was his curse. Melania was stuck with rotting um, children born of an Empyrean by themselves, like asexual reproduction, essentially, is what the god of this land did.
Jeez. Okay.
Mikkel. But while he was in that cocoon, while Mikola was in that cocoon, Moog steals him, rips the cocoon out of his tree, and at this point, Melania is recovering from her battle with Radahn, so she's still like recently ascended to fucking demigod status,
Jeez.
because of her power of the cosmic god of rot.
Wow.
She couldn't fight off Moog. She was slumbering, and that was the one time that she fails. And he steals the cocoon, brings the through that blood portal in the snowfield, brings it down to his fucking little lair.
Ah. Oh no. Wow. That was quick. Now that I've been
Yeah.
watching X-Men the animated series, I'm going to start calling people mon ami. I always did love Gambit in that series.
Gambit does have that roguish fucking
And I'll
where is he
just,
from? Baton Rouge?
yeah, I think so. I'll just meet you guys right at the boss store here
Oh, good idea.
because I'm already there.
Is there like a Stake of America up there?
There is right outside.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, yeah, no, I always loved Gambit, man. I do that for like a Halloween costume. I'd totally do that. I always thought he had one of the best designs out of all of them. Still waiting on a live action version of Gambit. That's worth a damn. With Marvel in the state that it is currently, I don't know how likely I think it is to actually happen, but you know, we'll see. I hope. I really hope. I hope so.
What was the so Mikola, or like one thing that uh he shares with what's his face, Griffin
Griffith.
or Griffith, yeah, is that whole bloody cocoon business.
Oh yeah.
Now you'll probably notice that the cocoon is kind of cracked open, and
Right.
that running down his arm is blood, but it's not his
Yes.
blood. This fucker has been
It's
pouring
not
his
his
own
blood.
blood in there to try to like imbue Mikola with the blood of the formless mother.
Oh shit.
Essentially
Oh shit.
infuse
Oh shit.
him with the power
Oh
of
wow. Okay.
this cosmic god.
Jeez.
And then he wants his half brother Mikola to be his Elden Lord or whatever the fuck.
Hmm.
Because he's an Imperial, or he wants to be Elden Lord to Mikola, who is an Empyrean. And it's like, okay, three things wrong with that. First of all, he's your brother. Second of all, he's stuck in the body of a child. So
Right.
that gets even fucking weird. Third, he's been asleep this entire time in a fucking cocoon, and from what have we seen of his arm, he doesn't want to be in that cocoon anymore. But he doesn't really
Which.
look too alive.
Right.
But the narrator of the DLC is Mikola,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
and it mentions going to the lands with which that Marika first stepped foot on in the
Oh.
shadow of the
Whoops.
Erd Tree. We might be going to some sort of shadow realm based on that because it's the shadow of the Erd Tree. We see the Erd Tree from a very different perspective, and we've uncovered all the parts of this continent in the overworld. So, one of the things that makes Mikola such a powerful Empyrean, you know how Melania, everyone jokes that she's the hardest boss, right?
Yeah.
Um, she's another Empyrean. Ronnie, we don't even fight her, but she single-handedly started the Night of Black Knives that kicked off the Shattering.
Oh shit. Okay.
So she's really fucking powerful. She found a way to usurp the. God damn.
Shit.
This might be a boss we come back to next
Next
week.
week.
Just
Yeah. I
because
mean,
this
it's
is
already
one of
one.
the
So.
harder bosses in the game, and he's a shard bearer too, so it makes sense that he's hard. But
Yeah. I know.
in
I
every
mean.
playthrough I do, I come across three bosses that give me really a fucking run for my money. This guy, Melania, and Malekith. The other bosses I can usually get along with just fine if I really put my mind to it. But those three, nah, fuck it. Thank God two of them are optional, but
Is it weird Gambit speaks in third person of the show? I mean, a little bit, but I mean, hey, some people do that. It's odd, but I feel like it's. I worked with a guy who used to do that. I shit you not. Oof. Yeah, I think we're dead. I think we're gonna have to just come back to this boss next week. We could formulate like a strategy or something in
There
the
is
off time.
we haven't even gotten to the part of the fight that you need an additional item to deal with. He does this thing where he
Okay.
puts a blood curse on you, and unless you have this crystal tier that allows you to purify the crystal curse or the blood curse from your blood,
Oh jeez.
he does a shit ton of damage. But we also haven't even gotten to that part of the fight, so we'll
We'll
worry
figure it
about
out.
that bridge when it comes time to cross it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the biddies, Afternoon Tune. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I know this was a little bit shorter than we usually do. I had a few things to take care of, so I apologize for that. But we still got some good time, and I still feel like we made some good progress. I thank both
Yep.
of you for doing this with me.
Did about a quarter of the snowfield, and we got all the way through the Blood Palace area up to the main boss. So who knows? Maybe this time next week we'll be looking down the branches of the Halig tree.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It'll take as long as it
Yeah.
takes, I guess.
We will get through this game by June for sure.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
in time for well, he said Elden Ring takes 30 hours to beat. Everyone says it takes 100. So he said it's about the same length of Limgrave, which means it's really going to be the size of Limgrave, Liurnia, and Caelid smacked together. It's going to be fucking enormous.
So you think he's underestimating it?
They did also say they learned their lesson from the making things a little bit too spread out in the base game. They
Mm,
wanted things to be a bit more dense.
okay.
So it might be figurative, like smaller in terms of like it might actually be the same size of Limgrave, while still having as much shit as two zones smacked together.
Interesting.
We'll fucking see.
Yeah.
Until next time, though.
Hey
Until next
Tim,
time.
Hey, Sarah.
Moog's Shackle.
Moog's Shackle. Okay, there's two items that we can do for next time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Afternoon
you,
Tune, have a
Sarah.
good night. Thanks you for hanging out with us. Good stream. We appreciate that. We appreciate
Oh
that.
shit, Sage even has Moog's Shackle. Remember when we were fighting the giant crayfish in the sewer?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
We
I
fought
do.
them for a reason, and that reason is making this boss easier.
Okay, okay. Well, there we go. Well, perfect. We'll apply that next time. We just have to remember. Just have to remember
Alright.
to do it.
Who the
But
who the heck are we rating this week?
I was just about to start looking. Actually, yeah. Let's see who's on. Who's currently streaming?
Bob Ross.
The Bob Ross
I don't.
stream.
I don't know if you could raid him though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I probably could, but I don't know if they if I don't think yeah like any I don't know if there's a person like running it that would like notice or not. Um,
Right.
I don't see anyone on my end, so after June, if you have a suggestion, feel free to throw it in. Otherwise, I think we'll just end tonight. I'll wait like a minute just to see if you say anything, and then we'll pass on. Not die. I didn't mean that. Poor choice of words. Alright, doesn't look like it. Alright, well, have a good night, everybody. We will catch you next week.
Or
Have a good
else.
night, guys.